All right, all right. Thank y'all for being patient. Thank y'all for being patient. I'm just going to say it for the people. Not every event necessarily needs to be televised with media that we do not control. So, I just want y'all to know, KPW did come, I did an interview outside of the parking lot. Woo-hoo! Yeah, yeah. So there will be some mention of the event. But I just feel a sense of responsibility that if I don't ask your permission to allow outside media in, then I'm not going to assume that everyone feels comfortable with that. So, if anybody has any questions, that's what took place. Now, I know other people, like, Mommy, you should have it come in. My mama said the same thing. You should have it come in, get the mask. I get it. But I think also there's something about sacrifice. There's something about us coming together. So, with that being said, I will send some photos that we get to choose what they put out there to the media. Because oftentimes our story gets changed just in 10 seconds. I might have said something real great, and they take a sound bite, and they said, Mommy said, the sky is red or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I just want y'all to know that. That's what just took place. And that'll be good. We are recording on YouTube, though, on my personal YouTube channel. It's my media, I can control it, and I can take it down if I can see it. So we are going live right now. How's the audio? Is it, I feel like it's good? Okay. I feel like a shredder.
Check, 1, 2, check.
All right, so we're going to jump in real quick. So, yeah, for those that may not know, my name is Ujamaa Marketplace. I am the executive director here of youth, born and raised here in the city. I feel like some of few of us left, claiming that Portland. But you're not going to hear much from me. I want to have a powerful fireside chat conversation with some individuals who I have grown to love, known for years, or maybe just met yesterday. But we go way back. But again, I want to introduce them to you all, and then we will allow you all to have a Q&A with them. And again, without me telling you who they are, I will say they are business owners, we get to call y'all entrepreneurs too, in this real sense, but also folks that have established businesses in the city that is not only easy to establish businesses and successful businesses. So without further ado, I'm going to start with my sister first, introduce herself, and then we'll just pass the mic with intros, and then we'll jump into questions.
Give thanks for having me, Sister. My name is Michelle Lewis, and I am the president and owner of Third Eye Accessories and Gifts, as well as Third Eye Holistic Wellness Circle Hot Party, and we are located at Southeast Division. And I run this business for my beautiful husband here.
It looks like if Barley and need permission from someone who's older, advising to speak. Sometimes I have the same thing about them. So you just say it's time to speak. So my name is Charles, and I'm the vice president of Third Eye. We're located at 2518 Southeast 3rd Avenue. I have a car here. This is our 5th year of business, and we're excited to be here because we started out as folks on these tables.
Hello, I am Cameron Hudson. I am one of the owners with my wife, Jersey and Junk Removal. We currently work with the city of Portland, Peabody. We are located in Gresham. We have been in business since April of this year. I have been in the junk haul business since 2013.
Give it up for him, y'all. Absolutely. So we're going to jump right into how you're going to waste some notes. So when we talk about cooperative economics, which is today's principle of ONSA, personally, I feel very tied to this principle. One, as an entrepreneur myself, but also having those ideas and trying to get started and then looking for support, right? And support can look in many different ways. I've often heard that it's hard to find support from your own people. So with that line of questioning, how have you personally experienced success and challenges in your business with thinking of that kind of idea about support? So do you feel supported? What are the challenges and successes that you have?
For us, when we first started coming from that, I originally were doing junk removal before we got official with it. It was just hard to get the traction within my community. So oftentimes I would find that people who didn't know me, didn't look like me, were willing to do business with me. And doing business a lot of times with us, the narrative is, they will want something cheaper, discounts, can I just hook you up? I can't pay it now, but I got you in a few days. Y'all know how we do. But in that, I myself had to take a step back and say at one point I was in that same place. So then I had to start operating out of love and forgiveness with some of the people that I work with in order to get to the levels that we are at. And in that, I was able to meet a few people in the city, which then got us some contracts, which then were able to donate and help put that right back in our community.
So, as Brother Cameron said, we consistently see a food stand going to that, but, we would love more delegated people to access the food store. As some of you may know, we haven't had a lot of brick and mortar food stores here in the state of Oregon. And that's not to say that brothers and sisters have not sold books, but it's something different to be able to walk into a retail space where you see books and pictures and images that are a reflection of your community. And my first experience with that was going to Reflections Bookstore, which was over in Northeast Portland. And me and my husband were homeschooling our children at the time, and we found it very difficult to find children's books and other historical information to share with our children, to teach them about themselves. So we would like more of our people to come in to see the power of what books can do. Now we have book banning, and when we hear our people say, I don't read, I don't like to read, I feel it is our job to remind them of the sacrifices that our ancestors gave, their lives, their limbs, for the ability to have access to books. And, it's tough, to see more people who don't look like you come in and support and spend their money, and without asking, as the brother said, the discounts, or Amazon. We get that a lot. I saw this on Amazon for $14.99, and you guys are selling it for $16.99. And I'm like, this is a white man that shot himself to the moon or nearby. Could have solved many problems on this planet. But we weren't one of the problems he wanted to solve, in terms of helping our community. And so, I understand that everybody has to shop to save money, but we all make adjustments when we want something. And another thing I remind our people too is that we will complain. I'm talking about here in Oregon. We will complain about Black businesses not being available, services not being available, but we will not support it because we want that with us. We feel entitled to it, and when it's not given, then we want to go on these Facebooks and TikToks and tweets or whatever else they call them and blast that business when we understand that it costs money to run a business. If you don't own that building, there's rent, there's lights, there's water, there's gas. Then there is the materials or the products that we must buy. For cooperative economics, I believe in that. I do the ones that are all year round. And we try to fill our stores with items that come from other black and brown, indigenous peoples of color, so that we can circulate our money with one another. That is so essential to us surviving these times that we're dealing with, have always been dealing with. So that is one of the things I would like us to do more, is spread the word, tell black folks to stop being so cliquish. I'm from here, so I can say it out work. We got some cliquish Negroes and Negro kids here. Cliquish. You ain't my friend, and I don't know you, I don't want to support you. And that doesn't make any sense to me. We should be about uplifting and spending our money with one another, so we don't have to depend on people to come and bail us out. Our children need to see this, young people need to see this. So that's one of the biggest things that we run into, besides crazy white people and behavior. We do that.
See, I have a hard at the outfits is matched. I haven't matched all of that. But thank you for those words. I have a book with me from Plan to Plan. I want to read part of this book because nothing we do is in a vacuum. Somebody has wrote a book about it, somebody has talked about it, somebody has had a conversation about it. It's really up to us to do the work. Now, with that said, I got a simple request. If you have came to the bookstore, if you even came to our website, can I see it again, please? Okay. So every young person in this room needs to come to the bookstore. I always tell folks this: young people don't drive, they don't have gas money, they don't have IDs, they don't have credit cards. The thing that we can do is expose them to what they might want. Sometimes they just might not see it. So we have this vast selection of books that children can see and those who see. But I want to read the section here on, we didn't do this by ourselves. A lot of time, attention, and details to be put in this, but I'll read these words. No one individual builds anything. An individual may have an idea, but to see the fruition of the idea, you need collective action. For example, no one white boy built AT&T. Now, end it with there. Sometimes we have this notion that we can be all individualistic. It's about cooperative. This example in the book world. If you have a book, and you wrote this book, and you really believe this book, and you want to bring this book into my bookstore, I'm going to ask some questions. 1, do you have a social media account? 2, are you actively trying to sell your book yourself right now? That determines if you're working towards getting this book out there, because sometimes we just want to allow other people to do the job. Until I'll end with this. My best friend, I used to work jobs and stuff. He said, how much do you need to get off this job? I don't know, what do you need? He said, how much money do you need every day to be able to get off this job? So I had to find my number. So I'm asking y'all right now, the adults, find your number that you need every day. Then you have to create a system that's going to be able to get that, what you need every day. But it's going to take the community, our demographics of who comes to our little store. Even if that's Portland, there's only like 20%, if that, people of color here, and about 15% black. That's my customers right there. Majority of our customers are white. Because they live in the biggest whitest city in America, here in Portland. So thank you for the people who do come out and support. Thank you in advance for people who want to come out, because I think we're on something good.
I would just say piggybacking off of what Ms. Michelle said, one way to do corporate economics is just sharing someone's business. I'm sure each and every person here has a social media account, and there's somebody you know who is in business doing something. With that being said, all you have to do is push share. You don't have to always go and spend your money with them. That would be nice, but there's somebody, I know somebody who could benefit from her bookstore. So what do? I can go on there and share it because maybe she hasn't been able to meet the people that I know. That is just one way that we can circulate that Black dollar and get the message out there to our people who support us and look like us.
Another thing too is, is grace. Grace is so important, and one thing about being a Black business owner, sometimes it's really hurtful when your own community won't extend grace. But we will repeatedly go to businesses where we get monitored, profiled, watched. People don't want to touch you. They judge you before you come in. I'm fully aware that I'm a free African and my body is serious. And so when I walk in, I know that the folks see my shine, because they know we come from a divine and powerful people. And I know that because one, I get it from I read my books, but I also take time to study my people as much as possible. It is my armor. But I say that the grace is so important because if some people don't know, me and my husband, we don't have a lot of staff. Our store, we have done internship programs and to try to provide spaces for young people to come in and gain some skills on what it takes to run a business, to work. Some young people we've had never worked for anybody Black at all, have never seen anybody Black own anything, and they are truly amazed to see one Black couple together running something, being in harmony and peace. And so the grace, when we make a mistake, we shouldn't all be running social media trying to put folks on blast and degrade. Because some of us, we go to these businesses going fully well, they have divested from our community. They have ran away, and we have seen a lot on the street, Black folk. But we'll go and give them that money over and over again. When you love a Black person this time, come to you. They coming for you, okay? Try to call you everything but a child of God, otherwise known as hope. Okay? So we gotta see each other grace and communicate. And no mistakes happen because I'm quite sure around here, we are bookkeepers. We stock. We keep the stove clean. We order the books. We try to run social media, outreach. I mean, we're doing everything. And we're not millionaires. That's another assumption. That money is trauma for Black people. As mental health therapists, we have deep, deep trauma connected to money. And that was set in motion for a reason, so we can distrust one another, stand with one another. But we ran businesses, look on Black Wall Street, nobody's ever heard of that. And we had businesses before then. But I share that grace. Sometimes I don't feel that. And it hurts when it's from your own people. So I just gotta remind us that we gotta send each other grace.
Okay, I promise I'm done. What she said was, we kind of get scared of the money. So just tell y'all a little bit. We did a job at the city of Portland, one of our biggest jobs ever. We cleaned up city trash cans, worked with Portland Parks and Recs. We cleaned up parks where, there's illegal dumping, homeless people, all that. We did one of our biggest jobs. I mean, I was scared to send the invoice, and once they paid, but as our people, sometimes we have to get over the notion of the money is going to come. Because when that money hit, y'all know it's already spent. You know, you got planned out what you gonna do. I'm gonna buy this. We need this bill paid. We need that done. And so the anxiety that comes with that lump sum, we have to know budget and finance and managing money, which is not something that we have always been taught. You know, not everybody here knows about IRA or 401k or stocks and bonds, which is how you keep that going. It's how your business stays successful. You know, business credit cards. So sometimes when that money hit, you don't know what to do.
I need to put a break in between his, each one of y'all just said something I can ask 20 questions. So I want to go back to reading, around the individual, right? And I think oftentimes we see this image, especially young people, we see a lot of this imagery around, I'm self-made. And I just have to disabuse people of that thought process, because for all your encounters, your hiccups, the people that you were friends with, that you're no longer friends with, all those people that you met helped you become to where you are today. So no one on this planet, that's what a whole nother tea there. Planted is self-made. We all had to come from the womb of our mother, right? So that lets you know you're not discovered. We can move on past that. With that being said, thinking about how we came into existence, right? And this individual thinking, the question I have for all of you, and clearly when you have a husband and wife, that team piece is probably the X factor. You know, I would probably assume that that's the X factor. But when you think about the individual idea that you both had, or all three of you had, and then you took that step, you know, I think all of us in this room probably wish that they could work for themselves, you know, or wish they could be putting out their own creativity. But sometimes we get in our own way, or we just don't know how to take that first step. So what was it for each of you that not only did you have the idea, but then you said, I'll step out of faith and make it happen? What was that for you?
Good question. Do something that you would do if you wasn't getting paid. You gotta love what you do. Then, one of the most critical important things, figure out a way to follow through what you said you was going to do. Especially when it comes to giving people's money, you definitely have to follow through to make sure that they get it right. For example, we have a website. If you want to say you start a business, we need a website. But we had a website, we didn't get an order for about a year. Crickets. Brother George Floyd by mistake kind of ticking up because the social consciousness people wanted to read books. So the website came in. By the time people came in and got books, I had a system in place. So when the interns come to the bookstore, I can show them a piece of paper, and there's 7 steps to when somebody clicks a button on our website to when the book shows up at the doorstep. If I can find a way to take a step out of that, please show me. That's the ego. The ego says get out of the way. There's somebody else probably can do this. So right now there's a system in place that's going to help us get things done. So that gave me the encouragement to really set out. But what really got me out there was knowing that I was doing something that I really love to do. I'm a reader before a book on the bookstore owner. I have a library now. I grew up with books. I love books, so it's no problem with me selling books right now. So I just say invest in something that you do really well, and find some help along the way, because you're gonna need some help.
You know, working alongside my husband, first thing I would go back that I already knew that I was going through my own spiritual development. There were things changing in my life. My background is in mental health. I knew, you know, back in 2017, 18, something was happening to me spiritually. And I was already doing the work of our ancestors. You know, my mother made her transition, and that really opened my eyes up to how little control we have over our destinies in a way, in terms of spiritual states. Through that process, I was able to hear from him that my career was driving my purpose. And I wrote a lot about that when I spent time reflecting on that, and I had to realize that my purpose should be driving my career. And once I accepted that and allowed my ancestors to come in and the creators and most high, whatever that is to each of us, it's all different. I allowed my ego to move out of the way. Ego is edging the God out of you. And I allowed that to move out of the way and said, you know, whatever you will have me do, I will do it. And so with this, that's what got me to step out and bet on life. You can't go wrong when you bet on life. And I bet on it every single day. And I am so unequivocally proud of it. And the moments that I embrace that African piece in me and define, which is also the principle, define ourselves for ourselves. I did well. And the books are just another way for us to pass on the stories of people that came before us, grids. And that is our birthright. So they selected me and my husband. We were one of the people, we're not the only, but we were one of the people that they selected to further the stories of our ancestors. So everything in that book store is tailored. We don't just put it up there for money. We put it like, how is this going to empower and enhance our people? How is it going to raise the consciousness of our people, our aura, our head? Is a seat of our spiritual consciousness. And you can't take that from somebody once they embrace it. So that's what caused me to step out. And so the bookstore is my mesh connect, which is my purpose. And that's what's not really to this very moment, second, this minute.
What got me started was I have 3 beautiful children, and so at the time I couldn't get a job, so I made a job. And so on Facebook, my name is Fred Sanford. My mother-in-law gave me that name because I took an old pop-up camper and turned it into a hauling trailer out of scrap wood, me and my grandpa made. I used to go around picking up appliances, really, and just trying to get enough to feed my kids. We was living off a pound in a bad neighborhood. I'm like, we gotta get out of here. This ain't gonna work, And I was just working every day. And so on my table over there, I named that. It says every day I'm hustling, because that is my mentality. Is every day it's a hustle. And so just from doing that, mingling, networking, I joined a few different organizations, and I was able to be a city contract person. I was able to be somebody. And I didn't know nothing about LLCs and doing business, and that was all, foggy to me at the time. And so once I met somebody and I really dived into what this is and what business is, I'll show this, but once I dived into business and how to start a business, how to maintain a business, that's what got me going. And so just creating the path for our children. We started with a pop-up camper, built it into a hauling trailer. Now we have multiple trucks. Now we have contracts. Now I can employ my kids and teach them an actual trade, because it's not just going to pick up washing machines and things like that anymore. But now we actually do the work of cleaning our community and giving that to our community and helping our community in a different type of life. So in the beginning, for me to start, it was just, I had to do something. nobody hiring like that. You know, you need the skills, you just know somebody. And I wasn't gonna work no dead-end job, so where I'm working to make someone else rich every day. And I'm just getting a small portion of the pie. So instead, I made my own pie.
Yes, make your own table. Bring more bites in, I got it. Okay, I got one more question, and I'm gonna open up to the audience. My last question for you all is just, again, we have a spectrum of ages here. We got babies all the way up to just, seasoned. I won't give you all the age out. We got seasoned folks with the ability, and we got the babies. What piece of advice? I already heard how support bookstore, already heard about sharing, but if you could give a piece of advice that's universal for everyone in the audience, what would that be? And after that, I'll step out and open up for questions.
I would just say, really trust yourself that everything you need is already inside of you. Everything you need. You have thousands of your ancestors behind you, holding you down, holding your back up. There is nothing you cannot do. Just be mindful of the people who are in your ear. And sometimes that doesn't include love us. Doesn't mean they don't love you, they don't want you to be successful, but sometimes they don't trust themselves. So I would say, and read, do the research. Do the research, that way you stay informed. And you know, let your next move be your best move. So when you're reading and you're staying informed, you can do it. But I'm telling all the young people, even some people right now who are in jobs that they don't like, that's scary to step off that plantation. And all money, what the elder used to say, all money ain't what? Good money. And, okay, and you cannot buy peace. Oh my goodness. We make good money, we're on these jobs being spiritually attacked, mentally attacked, and sometimes physically attacked. Our young people are going on these jobs. We're in a different world, even more so now. Then we get them on a suit, okay? Okay? Then when we win this money, if we get it, then we go home, get sicker, and die. Let that sizzle in your spirit. So I'm telling my young people here, you can do it. And there are people out here who love you, who want to see you win. We care about you. And there are people in this community that care about you. I'm not scared of young people. I hear that from young people, that they feel the adults are scared of them. We're not. Come see us, come to the bookstore, come hang out, come talk, ask questions, but do what you gonna do, okay? That's all I want to say.
Real quick, believe in the power of your thoughts. I'm going to repeat that. Believe in the power of your thoughts. What you attract is what you will get. Remember that number I told you about? I had never made $100,000 a year. How do you know how much that was a day? I've been staying here in front of you and saying it's $274 a day. I always had this other number in my head, $250,000, $250,000. And I always had this he's fine, man. He's fine, that's good. Is $1 million. What would it be like to make $1 million, right? I can say this, I'm not bragging, this is business. In the 4 years we've been in business, we've surpassed that mark. Here's something real scary. I can show you, this is that most part to talk about, but we made $1 million in one day. Selling books. Now, for the people in business and my young people, we need to keep all that $1 million. Another thing too is take time to take care of yourself. These jobs will still be here. Start visualizing where you want to be at, where you want to go. We have to leave this plantation about 3 or 4 times a year. Right now we have free Africans, we have passports. Get your passport this year, folks. Get your passport so you can be that universal person. So control your thoughts, take care of yourself, and get your passport.
What I would tell the young people is never let nobody tell you what you can't do. I wasn't the top student. I was a knucklehead. I was always fighting. I committed, I did some things in my younger years that took me down the path that just wasn't the best path. And so my teacher told me that I wasn't going to do nothing, to go to jail or die. And so the recidivism rate was very high on my son, my oldest, to end up being incarcerated. So I made a conscious effort to not let that happen. So what I would tell young people is, you just can't let nobody tell you what you do. Where you are now does not determine who you are going to be in 20 years. You don't know where or what path you were going to go. But at the end of the day, you have to keep going. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep pressing. And like he said, I just got my passport at 37. Doesn't mean I ain't been out of the country, through cruises and things like that, but I just have my passport and I'm looking to get some stamps. So I'm trying to be out there. And I hope to make $1 billion. I made 100,000 and I was doing cartwheels, baby. Like I thought I had hit the big time. And that just showed me that there's so much more room to grow. So when we first started with the city of Portland, I got the smallest contract doing the most for the shortest amount of time. Because I just wanted to get my foot in the door. I wasn't determined about those numbers. I wasn't determined about that length of the contract. Because I knew once I get in there and they can see what I can do, the team that I can bring, who I am, they don't want to sign with me long. So that one contract turned into a 7-year contract, and then turned into another contract, and turned into more time. So my point to that is, you just gotta keep hustling, keep going, and you don't have to listen to the naysayers, you don't have to listen to the people telling you what you can't, or you ain't gonna go. You gotta keep working.
So this would be the time for questions. My mom had a question 3 days ago when I told her we would have a panel. She said, ask me this. So I don't know, Mom, if you have. I got the text, I'll pull it out in a second. But while we wait, anybody have any questions, comments, appreciations, anything, Mom, do that part? Yes.
Hello, my name is Layla. I got the address of your bookstore, I guess, 2818 Southeast.
2518.
Sorry. I don't know the name. So that's what I question, the name of your bookstore, so I can't go there.
Third Eye Books.
And I'm proud of all of you. It's wonderful what you're doing and encourage the youth. We need you, and they need you. We need them also. Thank you.
Give thanks.
No, first.
Same system. That's the wellness coffee card. That's the system. That's 2 pieces. That's 2 pieces.
2 pieces.
2 pieces.
Anyone else? Any questions?
Come on, y'all. Don't be scared now. I told you how much money we make.
Yes.
Get out the way. Oh no.
How can business owners like YouTube, like their like collaborate, work together, even if it doesn't make sense, like trash and books? Seriously, how can we come up with ways that business owners can work together so we can show group cooperation in that manner, so that we can encourage the community, like, look at what we do together. And y'all support us, how much better it can look. If that makes sense.
That makes
That's
sense.
my other question.
Here's a good example. We all have a bookkeeper, a CPA, we need an attorney. So if you don't have an attorney, Cindy can talk. So people that look at contracts, things like that, we need some attorneys. We have an electrician. We have an electrician. And so things like that, I think about how we collaborate. That answers the question.
Like, sort of like my husband said, you know, if I know about this brother's business and I know friends and family who are looking or have a business to do things, and I want to share that, and we will. I also think sometimes we have a mutual, like our mission is to improve literacy for children. And so just because he owns a business that may not be in that realm, it may be personal to him with him having children. So we would encourage, just like these businesses have events and they have sponsors. He may want to sponsor our business, and we can collaborate, talk about what that might look like. So I think that's another way to do it too. Share each other's business, using them for our business, so that once again practice that corporate economics. But I think where we get stuck in sometimes too is, oh, they don't do what we do, so therefore it's not going to work. I think we just have to have that conversation. You know.
I'll jump into, I'm gonna toss it right back to you, Cameron, but I would just say, and for you, because you know this, we're doing that right now, right? What I mean by that is, whenever I need anything when it comes to picking up something, Cameron, right, I'm calling him. I don't go to anyone else but them first. Now, if he tells me I can't do it, then I go down the list, right? Same with you. Devotion has a mentor. He needs a space. We know our black men need here. You need to come on, bring the group here, and they're hosting it here. So I think this space is a perfect, I guess, symbolism to what you're saying. And at the same time, I think when we have collaboration with folks, we go to each other first. It doesn't mean that you don't maybe circulate other people. If I know I need a book, I go there first. If they don't have it, I might go to Amazon and get it from Flash. But I'm gonna go to them first before I go out to anyone else. So I think if we practice that amongst our practices, if I need shea butter, if I need bath salts, if I need some smell goods, I'm gonna go to my people that I know that have it first before I go out to the second and third and the option. I think if we just practice that first, then that $1 trillion that we circulate in the black community, that we say that we're so bored about, but we're not really bored, we just give our money to everyone else but us. That same money will actually stay in our pockets longer than 5 hours. There's another community that stays in their community for 7 days, 7 months, 7 years. Our stuff goes out as soon as we go to Dutch Roads. I'm guilty of it. So, go ahead, I've had to jump on that.
You took what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
But, you know, because of who we clean up with and, you know, just different vendors and stuff, I always call you on. We did a perfect parts job for Head Start. We had books, tables, and everything. So that's one way to work together, because now that I know of you guys, I need books. Hey, I need books. You know, when we get tables, you need tables, you need chairs. What do you need? And it's not always for profit. I work with Imani on so many different things, and I'm like, don't worry about the payment. Or Imani like, yeah, I got you on trip. You know, because it's not, I just want to see you win as a fellow African American. I want to see you do good. And it's not so much that I'm trying to get something from you. So I think that's the best way to work together, is to just partner, you know, just, hey, what you need? Okay, this is what you do. Okay, I can help you with this one.
You win, I win. Yes. Period. Any other questions? Got excited on that. Thank you for that question too. Anyone else? That's not here?
Hey,
Come. Meet me halfway. It's wireless, it's wireless.
First of all, all these beautiful people here. Hello.
Hey.
Sam Russ here, born and raised in New Orleans, grew up on State Line, Gumbo, great things. But no, I had a question for my brother Cam right here. But before I get into that, first of all, I want to thank you all for coming here and dropping some wisdom and some nuggets, some knowledge for us to walk away with. We all need that. From, what's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle, you talking about us believing in our dreams and moving forward with those things? Guess what? If there's no vision in the valley, you can never make it to the mountaintop, right? So I appreciate you telling people to have that vision and shoot for it, strive for it. So thank you for that. Brother Camp, you mentioned, get your foot in the door so you can prepare yourself for the next level. There's an old saying that, how's it going? When you come running over, you get a little amen in the sauce, right? So I appreciate you giving that, finding ways to help other people out, right? That work in that community, we stick together. We already know that we're powerhouse when we spend money, right? So thank you all for that. My question, I ran across a gentleman who was at an event I was playing my son, and he was on the laptop, he was just going away. And he got excited, he was like, yeah, what's my name? Like, yeah. He got all into it. And I was like, brother, you look happy over there. I was like, congratulations, right? He's like, I just got the contract with ADT. I'm on IT security software company or something. And he got me explaining how he got all into business. He said, I got my start with SBA loans. They gave me 50 grand. And I had to live off of that for 6 months. I did all of the late work. I hired a bookkeeper, and I got my legal stuff in order. So I may have missed how you got your foot in the door, but the SBA is somewhat of a wall. Yeah, it's an intimidating wall. I want to see if you can speak to just people getting their foot in the door and jumping off that ledge and getting off that plantation that we talked about. So.
What I did was I joined a few organizations here locally. So AMAC, Owami, PBDG, those are all organizations here. They're not 100% black. We say that. AMAC and Owami is, I believe, but not everyone is 100% black. But I joined in and then I started showing up. So for me, I'm not a morning person. Owami's meeting is at 7:30 in the morning. Okay? And that's the start time. And they be down there at like 7. So, you gotta go. You gotta talk. You have to network your business. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you, but you got to show up at all these events, all those little moments, which I was just talking to Ronnie about. We know that McDonald's has trash food and been killing people for years, but yet we support McDonald's. And McDonald's still runs advertisements, even though they know they're doing that. And why I say that is because for us, we don't show up for ourselves all the time. We might do good service, we might know this person who can get us in the door, but if they set that meeting up, it's not all the time that we gonna make it. If that space is created, it's not all the time that we gonna be here. So how I got my foot in the door was going to these meetings and just talking to people, literally telling them what I do, how long I've been established, and this is where I see my business. This is where I want to go. Is there any way that you can help me? Okay, you can't help me. You might know somebody who can help me. Point me in that right direction, and I'm gonna follow that caveat. That's what they said because I'm following caveat.
Yeah, thank you for that question. And I would just ask you a question. My nonprofit started in 2010. Traveling Pillars business, I started in 2007. I didn't get my first chunk of any kind of change, which was $26,000 until 2019. So when you talk about, what Charles talked about, find something that you love and do it, I knew that I was gonna ride out youth, whether I had one person in the building with me or 1,000. Because I believed in the mission so much that I was just gonna put it out there. So 9 years, and to the point where everybody thinks we got money in our pocket all the time. For 9 years, I was taking my part-time job money, working on the newspaper. I'm right there. It's not me. Y'all remember what on me. But I took that little change, whatever change I got, and kept investing and doing it for our youth summits. So those of you that know me for years, we were doing youth summits every February. That youth summit event started with my part-time job and put that on. And so 9 years later is when we got the largest chunk of change, right? So I say that just to say that when you believe in something, you have to be that voice, you gotta be the person that drives it, and you gotta do it with or without people's support. And you gotta have that faith and know that the right people come at the right time. And it may not be your time to have a whole team around you, you know? I have a team now, but that's 15 years later. And had I quit on that first note, had I quit on that one event that had 10 people, been there, done that. I had a whole event, 10 people was there, and 5 of them was my family. And I could have just like, you know what, to hell with that. But I said, okay, that's that one. When's next one? You know, so I think it's that fire that you have to have in you, and you have to just continue to push and know that the God that you serve, or the creator that you serve, or whatever name, got you. If this may be on his time, not your time.
That's a great question. From our bookstore standpoint, someone did ask us this question at our grand opening, to say the least. Who gave y'all the money to do this? Who gave us the money to do this? Now, there's two worlds. Some people live in a nonprofit world where people just give you money to do things. Then there's the for-profit world where you have to take your own money and do something happen. We kind of did straddle the fence on this, and I'll say like this. Remember when the stock market crashed back in 2018, 19? Well, we took some money out of our 401k just in time to invest in ourselves. And it was after the reassurance that, yeah, we can bet on black. So we had our own team to use capital to do what we thought. At the same time, we got permission. Remember, Reflection Bookstore, O.B. Hill, Sister Gloria, we consulted with them. Got permission from them, so we knew it was the right time. But all those 4.5 years in the bookstore, we had to reinvest. The first 2 years, we kept our jobs. We just worked on the weekends. If you remember the bookstore that was on 160th down the street there, who remembers the bookstore that was down there in the division? It was there for every weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we still to work, Monday to all those days. But we believe in this vision of having a bookstore. And so when we did get those big contracts with the school district to get all the books, we had to put money back in and we wanted to grow. And we still are looking to grow. We are still looking to grow, so thank you.
And just to go back to your question, when I first started, I was working at night for a chemical plant, and we only had one car. So my wife, who is my business partner now, shout out, but I would get off work, take her to work, take the kids to school, go home, sleep for a few hours, jump in my truck and trailer, and then go make it happen. Because at that time, there was no financial backing behind us. We was the financial backing. And so that portion of our beginning, we were just hustling, really, just trying to get it. And then it didn't work. So I reinvented myself again. I was driving with Amazon. I revolved LLC. Yeah, I was working, doing some other stuff under my own LLC, trying to keep myself afloat because none of those big jobs was coming in yet. There was no contracts coming. So, like you already said,
I had to put my own money back into my own business and make it happen for myself.
Got time for one more question before we wrap up? Yes.
Hello, my people.
Hey.
It's not a question, but I just want to clarify. I know we use acronyms, so I want to clarify what Brother said about organizations that are in our backyard here that can support small businesses. My name is Pastor Renee Moore, and one of what he said was NAMAC, which is the National Minority Association of Contractors. I'm proud to say my cousin runs that, Executive Director Nate McCoy, and it is the premier National Minority Association of Contractors right here in Oregon, and they're over in the Lloyd Center on the 3rd level. The other one is Black Business Association of Oregon. That is a statewide organization that also, all of these agencies that I'm mentioning right now, all these civic organizations have access to money directly or indirectly. They are partnered with folks and established to help businesses, Black businesses, get on their feet and stay on their feet. The other one is the Black Business Association the Black Advisory Business Council. You may not know about that, but any of you who live on the west side, it is underneath Washington County Chamber of Commerce. It was founded by a brother in his 40s, and his name is Tony Wallace. He has also just broken history as the first chair of Washington County Chamber of Commerce in 125 years. He's the first Black chair. So you need to reach across the river. I'm telling you that. It's good to be in our neighborhood, but we, our president, need to be everywhere. There is money over there. The last one, let me get it right. You mentioned the Oregon Association of Minority Entrepreneurs. Now, while it's not an all-Black organization, it is multicultural. It's in Delta Park. That's where my office is. It is an incubator program that supports. Now, at 7 o'clock, my grandma always said, it's the early bird that gets the worm. So if you want to see multimillionaires, they're in that room, and it's about networking. And last thing I want to say is do not run your business like a hobby. Run your business like business.
Thank you. That's it.
Yes, yes. You got a question?
You got a question. You got a question. Say it, man.
I'm happy then. I'll be tapping. Oh, you found it? Okay. Last one, we're going to end with,
Almost question.
Well, this goes on with the kind of back off of what she said. So this is for all of you on the panel. I would like to know about marketing and your communications. So what brings people to your industry? Now, I was once doing our organization gets its followers. So what brings them to your agency and how do you sustain them?
We, of course, use social media. Our biggest is Instagram, and then we have Facebook. And, you know, your exact question was like, all your followers real? Yes. They're real people, because you can't buy whatever, I don't know what they call. There you go. And then we have the blue check mark, which I guess they say legitimizes that this is a real business. You can apply for it, you don't always get it. I know we got knocked down a couple of times, and I think it was because our content was way too Black. Okay, you know, I just put it out there to be there and ask the ancestors to deal with that. Maybe eventually I applied again. They were like, here you go. And I was like, all right. So, social media, but word of mouth has really, word of mouth, people coming in. We have been very humble with a lot of gratitude in our hearts where people come from different countries. When they have people visit, we have family here in Oregon that have made it their business to make sure that when they come, they're like, we're coming to the store. So that is what has been helpful to us. Word of mouth, share these cards right here, giving them out, we put them in every single package that we send out, here in the US and abroad. So I think that has been very, very helpful to us.
I think another thing that's been helpful for our marketing, to get our brand out, is doing events in the community. We do offer events, we do community events, we talk about school, so I just did a business recap of this last year, we did over like almost 57 events. So just getting out there, showing in places, taking on opportunities where we felt it would be a good fit. People call us and say they're going out, we say, not really, because we have a little store. But it's those times we want to get our brand out. Our logo helps a little bit, so having a good logo gets to people's minds, and then having a good location where we have a good little walking traffic. On the division right there is a lot of other businesses that we kind of connect with, cooking places, food places, so people in that neighborhood, we always keep them, we want to come by here, so out there. So then I think just treating people right too. If you look at our Google reviews on Google, we have over 200, almost 300 reviews, and we are a 5-star business. So one time, young little black girl, she Googled me on the spot. And she turned around and said, "Yo, I got 5 stars." And I was happy, y'all. I'm like, yeah, what you think? So, it's that way.
And we don't bend a lot now because we just don't. It takes a lot to win. Y'all leaders know.
Respect.
And so once you get a brick and mortar, you have to prioritize where your time goes because you got bills to pay. So it's not because you're being bougie and all that. You got to have that coin, pay that rent. So we have to just be very clear about what we pick and choose. And then another thing too, us being very picky about where we vend, because we've been harmed in that way too, where people will ask you to vend, you pay the fee, but it really isn't about supporting you, it's about them using your followers, I guess. And I've had people tell me that. I don't know all the intricacies of social media, but I guess there are people who will track that and they want to reach out to you to do something. But you get there and you're like, anybody gonna buy a look up in here? It's all this and all that. Now you just spend hours traveling, getting this stuff out here and don't make the money. And you pay a vending fee that you can't really absorb financially. So just let you know that too.
For us, we are on social media, or on Google, or on all the outlets, but then we get in, we don't sell anything at these bigger markets. We just give information. And so I joined with AMAT, I hit Nate Koya, like, hey, how do I do this? He connected us to some marketing agencies. And just trying to spread your own word. I'm old school, so I do door-to-door flyers. I'm coming knocking on your door and hitting this flyer. We do MailChimp, which sends out mass flyers for certain demographic. So we'll take the zip code and send that flyer to the zip code. I ask everybody to go to our Facebook page, share. I blasted Black Portland, I blasted all of the social media outlets because that's where we are. So I'm trying to stay anywhere that we can. Any event that we have, I try to get that event too. So that's one way to work with business.
Thank you so much.
I promise I didn't come here for this. I'll be nice. I promise I would. But I want us to think about something. And this hits, and me and my brothers and sisters have been doing specific research about what we're talking about. And here's the numbers. The science is that our biggest bank, One United Bank, has 660-something million in assets. That's like a baseball player's contract nowadays, right? The Asian bank, I can't remember the name, I don't care about the name that much, it don't matter. But they have 68 billion in assets. They 6% of the population. I just want y'all to think instead of, we hear stuff and we get emotional about certain things, but think about what I just said. They 6% of the population, their largest bank, 68 billion. Latin America, their biggest bank, I can't remember the name either, I don't care, but their biggest bank, 50 is, excuse me, I think it's 50, it's up there, it's under the Asian ones, but it's in the 50-something billion. Do y'all understand how that sounds and looks? Now, because we talk about us as individuals so much, I can tell y'all my story, and I'm like, ooh, that's an awesome story. Some of y'all might cry. Straight up. I don't care about that. I look at us as the whole of us. Because the whole of us, and my basic point, so I don't go into this whole diatribe, is how is it more in vogue to be on hip to the newest TikTok dance, as opposed to like why aren't our churches, why aren't our businesses, why aren't we all making black to build black institutions, black schools, black Walmarts, black owners? Why ain't Jay-Z man talking about that? Why is a little black boy in Portland talking about that to a group at a Kwanzaa event? Why ain't Roland Martin saying that? Seriously, why ain't Obama saying that? That's what we should be thinking about. Because is that our situation is that serious?
Right.
Thank you, Roger, but the reality is, we're arguing that right now.
Right
So yes, yes, and yes, but this is one of the things I always, as we close out, first of all, we gotta thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. And one of the things, so this is just our, I love to mix education, knowledge, to have fun and a good time. Okay, it's education as something as pointed, but it's real. There's no reason for us not to walk out of here with another gem or another reminder of how we should act, how we should behave, how we should move within our community. I would say Portland is a very unique city. You've been born and raised here, you know for a fact Portland is unique. But unique does not mean can't do what we just talked about. Unique and different doesn't mean that we can't build what we're talking about. Portland being weird doesn't mean that we can't build the enterprises that we're talking about. It requires these type of conversations on a more regular basis. And I guarantee you, this group right here, this small group right in this room, if we commit to doing what we just heard, we commit to going to those business alliances and being the faces and saying, hey, you need to fund my organization or my work. We can generate that same community, that same vibe, that same Black Wall Street that we can read about, right? Well, what about our generation of children now? Let them read about our new Black Wall Street. Let them read about us coming together and building something, not only in East County, but all over the city of Portland and hell of the state, right? But it starts with us taking the idea and the thoughts and actually putting it into action. Okay, so my only ask right now, can y'all let us know your social media pages? Is Third Eye Bag?
Yeah, Third Eye Bag, THIRDBAG, and Third Eye Bag is.
And I'm asking you to pull out your phone right now.
Here it is. Instagram is our biggest platform right now. So
Yep.
we're gonna focus on. That is Third Eye Bag. THIRDEYEBAG. You'll see the symbol come up. Follow that. If you have a social media account, let me know. I'll follow you tonight too.
So I'm gonna check in with them. They should have at least 10 new followers.
And then you can visit the website at www.thirdeyebag.com to purchase books. And then we have Third Eye Holistic Wellness, which is located at 3302 Southeast Winter Street. It's just a short walk over from the bookstore. And we have all kinds of metaphysical items, as well as babies, our herbs, as well as our teachers, our teams, our medicines for our bodies. And there you go. Thank you.
We on Facebook at Dream Team Jump, Dream Team Jump Removal LLC. You can find us there. You can find us on Instagram at Dream Team Jump. You can find us online at our webpage at www.dreamteamjump.com. We have a residential side, we have a commercial side, we do order house removals, work with state sales, of course we work with the city, PBOT, We understand as 1-800 got jumpers that we are 100% black.
Cool, yeah.
Period. Period. Thank you, thank you. And if you didn't catch all that, they right here, they humans, go walk up to them, get the information. And if nothing else, follow the youth PDX page. We gonna keep it, I can't say cracking, that's not the page. Keep
it moving.
Keep it
moving.
Keep the lives flowing. Once again, thank you
DJ
all.
George.
I have no idea how this conversation was gonna go, but, this is what we
Thank
do.
y'all, thank y'all.
Thank y'all, let's go, shop, spend money. Don't leave here without spending $5 in 5 minutes.
All right, now.
That's it, that's the minimum. All right, y'all, go ahead, DJ.
I feel like y'all want to I need to hit $1 million. That one thing. I'm gonna hit it though. They gonna get that
When you
next
said that
contract.
277 a day, I already knew where you were going. I already
That
knew.
attraction, bro. I've been wanting to see the case. Yeah, they invoice us. I'm paid.
So I'm telling you, when I see mine, I was like, man, I think they might not pay this, baby.
Good, brother. Good, brother. Hey, what's up, brother? All right. Do good for you?
And that's okay, though. Okay, baby, if you gonna do this for me, baby, what you see me do this is to make this thing go. So we have to. If I walk away, what is that? Like he said,